Hi everyone, thank you for joining Doc's live webinar Leveraging SharePoint for Collaboration and Business Productivity. My name is Heather Crouch and I specialize in business growth and helping businesses to find solutions to their IT collaboration challenges that affect their mission critical priorities. Today, I will be introducing Doc 365 and our pre-built SharePoint intranet portal. I will provide intranet portal examples and walk you through a live demonstration of how our custom solution can help leverage your business processes. After the demo, I'll then open it up for a session of question and answer with myself and our Microsoft SharePoint experts. If at any time you guys think of any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat section below and one of our specialists will answer it promptly. So a little bit about Doc. We are a Microsoft Gold certified partner specializing in SharePoint based out of Jacksonville, Florida. We've been in business a little over 17 years, working with various size businesses and helping them meet their business needs and solve their critical problems through custom intranet solutions. We've deployed hundreds of solutions for businesses utilizing from the ground up techniques, but we realized that most businesses can't afford to wait 6 to 10 months to implement an intranet collaboration tool, and also can't afford to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to build something from scratch. That's why we created Doc, a pre-built intranet solution built from the needed functionalities we saw over and over with businesses during the past 17 years. Doc is also customizable based on your specific need, branding, and guidelines, and can typically be deployed anywhere between 4 and 6 weeks. Throughout the years, we've worked with businesses of all sorts to establish an intranet solution built on SharePoint that will help them meet their mission-critical goals. Having an intranet based on SharePoint such as Doc will help your business thrive in the sense of communication and collaboration. With a SharePoint intranet built specifically for your business needs, you will empower your team to work together using modern tools that help automate business processes. You'll also keep your employees informed on the latest news, announcements, and promotions going on within your company. You'll be able to share information at your fingertips to employees across the globe in order to increase employee productivity and to assure that your employees stay informed even when they're on the go. With Doc, you'll also be able to manage your projects, tasks, and team schedules and be able to monitor all the progress. You'll be able to generate highly interactive reports using Power BI, and you can see all the ticketing requests in one place and automate your task assignments through creating workflows. With Doc, you'll be able to provide and assign training to all employees and set reminders for employees to participate. You can create, store, and share training content, generate training reports, and search for frequently asked questions. This right here is why people come to Doc. They have SharePoint out of the box and are not getting the results they need to thrive within the market. They realize that SharePoint can be a leveraging tool, but can't quite maximize the capabilities due to the clunky navigation of SharePoint out of the box sites. So what we've really done to help solve these collaboration problems is simplify the user experience for all employees so that everyone can play their role in exceeding mission-critical priorities. So there's a lot of business value that a pre-built SharePoint intranet solution like Doc can bring to your business. For instance, many businesses today don't realize how important collaboration is within the workforce. With today's new generation of leaders and technologies, the marketplace is starting to define itself by the ultra-mechanized sense of collaboration. Employees are becoming more empowered by how much they actually have a say in the business and define their roles and their workforce happiness by how much value that they feel that they are bringing to the company. So it's crucial for businesses not only to value collaboration, but to cherish it and to make it a daily practice and part of their mission. This is why, at Doc, we've helped businesses to create that vision of vibrant and dynamic collaborative innovation. We've utilized out-of-the-box and custom-developed features of SharePoint to design this sense of business productivity and connectiveness. Through learning and collaborative innovation, we've designed custom SharePoint intranet solutions that fit your specific business needs and help to stay connected, secure, up-to-date, and competitive within the market, no matter what type of technological device you use to reach your workforce goals. So some of the main value components of Doc are the overall increased communication and collaboration throughout the workplace. This is regardless of location, department, role, or any other distinguishing factor that may make communication a challenge. We've simplified it so that everyone can work together with no problems. Another component is the simplified user experience. SharePoint is one of the main resources used in business growth today, but a lot of businesses are finding that out-of-the-box SharePoint capabilities are so clunky and difficult to use. So at Doc, we pride ourselves on simplifying the user experience, whether you are viewing, editing, or maintaining the site. As you can see, there are many other value propositions that Doc can bring to your business, but the last key component of Doc that we've seen with many businesses is the quick deployment and adoption. With Doc being a pre-built intranet solution, deployment time to have the site up and running and creating value for your business usually runs anywhere between 4 and 6 weeks, depending on your specific requirements. The adoption rate skyrockets with Doc as we train our clients on how to use, edit, maintain, and change the site. As part of our unlimited support, we make sure your employees know how to use the site to the max and assure that your business productivities will shoot through the roof because the site is so simple to use. We've worked with hundreds of businesses over the years, and one of the most common problems is the minimal amounts or complete lack of collaboration. In today's society, collaboration is a competitive advantage. It's one of the strongest value components that your business can bring to the marketplace. And at Doc, we've really helped businesses to get everyone involved and working together through a collaborative platform that is SharePoint. Which leads me to my next point. In order to create a sense of collaborative innovation throughout the workplace, there must first be established a relationship, in other words, essence, and a procedure, in other words, form. So let me explain. One of New York Times' top-selling authors, Ken Blanchard, really put collaboration into perspective, and I can share the video link with you all after the webinar if you would like. He said, "There's essence and there's form. Essence is heart to heart and values to values, and form is how you're going to do it. Be careful if someone is always wanting to address form first. Essence has to come first." In other words, you have to build the relationship before you can start doing the work. Using collaborative innovation through technology can simplify the process of building professional relationships. Businesses can build a sense of trust and comfort throughout the workplace by knowing a little bit more about the people, what they look like, when their birthday is, etc. This helps to ensure the relationship and encourages employees to feel comfortable while working together. Another part of making sure your team is collaborating efficiently is to make sure you're satisfying their needs and desires. One way to establish a sense of collaboration within your business is to have a centralized one-stop shop for business productivity that meets your corporate needs. So at Doc, we value your needs and provide the option for you to customize the site to your own branding, requirements, and feel. The next few slides are a few of the custom layouts we've designed to meet other businesses' needs. I'll pause for a few moments on each slide so that you can get a good idea of some of the capabilities of Doc. So as you can see on this screen, this is one that we have designed for a hospitality industry client. You can see that they had a requirement of having a live social media feed down at the bottom. They also wanted to have a team discussion, and they designed their own look and feel based off of their branding. So here's another example. This one is a little bit different from the first, as you can tell. They wanted to have a different look and feel for their resources, for their tiles per se, which I'll show you a little bit what I'm talking about on the demo. They had their team members. They wanted to have their team up there to really put that name with a face. This is an example of a design that we created for a heavy equipment industry client. You can tell that it's a little bit different. They wanted to add polls in there, and they also wanted to have an Ask the CEO section. And then also the look and feel is definitely customized on their own needs. This site is just another example, pretty different from the others, just to give another example of some of the capabilities. And then this is another one here. This one here had a leaderboard. They wanted to have a photo gallery and polls and ask the CEO some of the different capabilities that they felt would help their team to make the most out of the site and to really come in and use the site and work together and have all the information they need at their fingertips. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start the demonstration. So I'll pull up the site. So what you're seeing here, this is a live site that we have running on Office 365 that we use for demo purposes. As I mentioned before, everything is completely customizable based on your own needs, requirement, and branding. So right here you have the carousel control. This is where you can put the most important information, the most important videos, any type of information you want to be there as soon as people log into the site. So this whole home page here, everything that you're seeing, this is the landing page. This is where everyone will start their day. They'll come in and they'll have access to their tools, any of the upcoming events, any of the company news, any of that information that they just really need to see, it'll be here on this home page. So down here, you can see we have a notifications or notification alert bar, and this can be customized based on the specific priority or status of the alert. So for example, you saw the previous one was red, and this one is like an orangish yellow. So, red could be high priority. It's something urgent, some kind of urgent maintenance. You guys can set that up so that people will know when they're coming into the site what's going on there. You can also set it up to where it will email notify employees. That way they know if there's any kind of maintenance or if you have a snow day or anything like that, they'll be notified. So over here on the right, you have your My Tools section. So the My Tools section is basically a corporate app store. So this is where you will link out all of your applications and resources that you're currently used. This section is customizable based on whichever user is logged in. So for example, if you're in human resources and you want to see your ADP site or your payroll site, you can choose to show those in your specific store. And you don't have to see someone in IT's information. All you would have to do is click remove, and you would remove that from your queue. So you can only see what you want to see and easily be able to access your resources from there. Over here you have the upcoming events. Now this one is company-wide. What we recommend is the one on the homepage is as a whole company, and then within each department site or within each location site, you can have different event calendars of what's going on as well, but this one here is just typically for the whole company. So if you want to, you can see all of the different events here. If you want to download it to your calendar, you can download it to your Office 365 calendar directly from here, and it will simply pull up an invitation for you. And all you have to do is save and hit the save and close button, and it will automatically be on your calendar for you. So as you scroll down, you can see the Let's Celebrate section. Now, as I mentioned before, being able to put that name with a face, being able to build that relationship and have that connection before working with someone is crucial. So if you're working with Alicia from Las Vegas location, for example, and you don't really see her very often, but you constantly work with her on a daily basis, it's a little bit harder to work with someone who you don't really know. So what we've done with the Let's Celebrate section is we've really highlighted being able to put the name with the face and building that essence before you go into the form section and start working with someone. So this section here will highlight birthdays, anniversaries, new hires, and we'll be able to put a name with a face to all of those people to help build that sense of collaboration and build that connection with other employees so that everyone is willing and more comfortable working together. So as we scroll down here, you saw in some of the examples that we showed just now that you can have live social media feeds. So you can integrate any of your live feeds anywhere into the site. This is just what we have on the home page here, for example. We can also integrate Yammer. For those of you who are not familiar with Yammer, Yammer is a tool for collaboration that typically comes with your Office 365 package, and it's basically an internal Facebook for communication and collaboration. So you can come in and you can create groups, you can like messages, you can just really communicate and work together through Yammer. And so what we've done is, instead of you having to open a separate resource, opening Yammer to work together, we've created an integration for you to have it here into the site so that you can communicate and collaborate with your team from this centralized one-stop shop here. So over here you can see you have your news section. So this is where you'll have company-wide news. You can have it laid out in this nice tile view, or you can just have all of the news listed out. So if you wanted to add a news article, what you do is you just click Add News. If you have access to editing or admin access to the site, you'll be able to edit anything on the site. So for example, if I want to add news, I would just click the button, and this side panel here will come up for you. You'll just go through and enter in all your information. You can feature and unfeature the news, which that way whenever you go into an article, it'll pop up on the top right. That way you can access the most urgent, the most prioritized articles. You can see those while you're viewing any of the other articles that you're looking at if it is featured. You'll just enter in the body of the article by hitting the edit button and entering in the information there. And we also have created a publish and unpublish option for you. So for example, if you want to post something for the 4th of July, for those of you here in the States, 4th of July is pretty big deal. So if you want to post content on it, you want to post a blog or an article here on the site for your team to see, you can put a published date for the 4th of July or maybe even the day before, and you can have it automatically to publish that for you on that date, and you can have it unpublished the following day or a couple days after. That way you're always having the most accurate, up-to-date news articles here for your team to access. So speaking of being able to access information, I do want to mention that the entire intranet site is completely mobile responsive. So as you shrink the site, you will be able to, it just shrinks down so where you can scroll and be able to access everything at your fingertips on the mobile device. Right now, we are currently working on a intranet app for Doc. So everything that you have access to here on the site is also accessible on the app, and we're actually almost finished with it. It's actually pretty exciting. It'll be ready here in a few weeks, so that way all of your team out in the field will be able to access all the information that they need at their fingertips. So as we scroll up, we'll go into the employee directory. So really being able to have that sense of collaboration, to work with your team, you need to know who you're working with. So we've created an employee directory, which comes from your Active Directory, Azure AD, or SharePoint user profile. It's automatically populated in here if you have that information already there, so you don't have to re-enter it. And it'll be able to help you find someone based off of job title, or location, or department, or any of the other searching capabilities here, like if you want by country or by region, we can definitely add those for you. And you can also search in the search bar for a specific employee's name or job title or any keyword that'll really bring up the person that you're looking for. We have a lot of clients who have multiple locations, or a lot of employees, so being able to find who they're looking for, who they need to connect with to get a job done, we've created that search capability for them to do so here. The site here is also completely editable. So I do want to mention the home page and any of the sites. If you have access to admin rights or to edit the page, you can go in and make changes on your own. So you would just go into the edit mode, and for this example, we'll edit this web part. So as of right now, you can see a text-only view. This is the view capability that it's in now. You can have it in a detailed view. You can have it in a photo-only view, which means once you click into the specific employee, you'll be able to see all of the information there, contact information, and you can have a list view. Once you go into this edit capability, you can control what fields and information you want shown here. So you can select the different boxes here of what you want shown or what you don't if you don't want shown. You can also exclude an employee if they don't have a specific field. So for example, if someone doesn't have an email address, you can exclude them from your list. And you can also include employees with a specific email address or email extension, so that way you're excluding from your directory all external users who you may need to come in and access the site and any of those personal email accounts. So policies and procedures is another thing that we've created. I do want to pull up a different site here. This is one that we created for a credit union. We do work with a lot of credit unions, and I noticed a lot of credit unions have signed up for this webinar, so I wanted to pull up this example. As you can see here, this one's a little bit different than the one previously. You can have your different departments based off of anything credit union wise or anything, however you guys set out your departments or regions or global locations. You can definitely separate that. You can also do it by branch. You can have a corporate section, and you can also have the mini learning management solution, which we'll actually demo here in a little bit, linked out up there. So we'll go into the policies and procedures. I do want to show this example because it's a little bit more focused on credit unions, since we do have a lot of people signed up from credit unions. So this is what we've done with the policies and procedures. We know a lot of you guys have a ton of policies and procedures. So what we've done is we've created this tagging capability. So as you add a document, you will add a tag to it. And that way you can find whatever document you are looking for, whatever policy and procedure you're looking for based off of the tag. So for example, if I'm looking for a policy related to investments, I can click on the investments tag and be able to see all of the policies and all of the procedures here. We separated it out because we know a lot of businesses have a ton of policies and procedures, and being able to find exactly what you're looking for and being able to distinguish between a policy and procedure is crucial for a lot of people. Some people not as much, so we can have it all in one section, but we just laid it out just for this purpose. So now we're going to go into the employee handbook. So the employee handbook can be integrated directly into the site. So as you can see here, it's a nice clean integration. It has its own page where all of your employees can access what's going on within the company, what they need to do, and all that information there at their fingertips. Now, we have had a few people come to us recently and ask for a search capability within the employee handbook, because if you have an employee handbook that's say like 100 pages, you're not going to want to have someone come through and just scroll for what they're looking for. So you can have a search capability to where you can search for a specific section of the employee handbook or keywords or all that information there. It's just not on this demo purpose, so I can't show it to you at the moment. We do have a time off request as well. This one's typically used by smaller businesses because it's just a simple form, but anybody is welcome to use it. So employees will come in and submit the form, so fill out all of these fields, and then we can create a workflow for you so that whenever you submit the paid time off request for this example, it will go to a specific manager. Or if you need it to go to HR and then a manager, we can definitely do that as well. So have multi-step approval processes. So once you submit it to management or submit it to whoever's approving it, I'll show you what it kind of looks like. This one here is the IT ticketing, but we do also have an HR ticketing, and we've had a few people request for marketing ticketing as well. We can do that. It will look just like this, except it will have marketing information. So this is the IT ticketing. This is what it'll look like whenever someone submits an IT ticket, or if they submitted an HR request for paid time off. This is what it'll look like too. I just don't have an example to pull up, so I'm pulling up the IT ticketing. So for this example, this person submitted laptop graphic card issue. It was requested by Joe. It was assigned to Alex. It was requested on this date, and this is when it's due. And then Alex and Joe can come in and change the priority and also the status of the specific ticket that's been submitted. Right now we are working on a more intuitive, less SharePoint looking ticketing solution that should be ready within the next month or so. If we have time today, I may go over some of the new things we're coming up with, but I just wanted to show you what we do have available, and it will actually take care of your ticketing. So there's also different views. You can have your My Tickets views where you only see which tickets are yours. You can see all open tickets, and you can see all tickets in general. So there are different views there. So that's just a basic overview of the home page, the main site for communication and collaboration here, what everybody will be able to access when they first start their day. So now we'll go within a department site. So I'm going to pull up the sales site. This is what a typical sales site may look like. We do recommend that you have a similar layout to each site to have that consistency, but each site can be customized based on that department specific needs. So for example, in this sales site, they have a picture gallery, they have their sales upcoming events, they have their sales team, and then they have their sales documents down here, and it also has the tagging capability for them to be able to search there. You can open these documents in a document library as well. This is just the easiest for being able to find what you're looking for view, but if you want to go in and see version history and all that information, there's an option to open it in a SharePoint document library. So for example, I'll show you. We can go into a documents library, and you can be able to see all of the documents here. You can go in and see the version history, revert to previous version history, and when the last modification was happening. So I'll go back. We do have a mini sales CRM built into the solution. So I'll go into that next. It is designed so that you can manage all of your customer relationships and how you can manage your customer touch points. So this is the card view. So here you'll see a card for each prospect or each client. As you can see, this one is a prospect, and if you scroll down, there are some that are marked customer. So you can have different types of touch points here. So as you come in, right here you'll be able to see an overview, so you can change the different information you want seen here. This is just what we typically see. A lot of people just want a basic overview. Then once you come into the actual specific company, here you'll be able to see all of the main contacts for that employee. So you'll be able to see their name, job title, you'll be able to see their email address, phone number, all of that information there, as you can see. Once you scroll down a little bit, you'll be able to see all of the opportunities for that specific company. You'll be able to see the monetary value and estimated close dates as well, and the status. Then when you scroll down, you can see all of the activities, so all of the touch points with a specific prospect. For this example, this is a prospect. You'll be able to see all that here, and then all of the documents and notes pertaining to this specific company. You'll be able to attach them here. That way everything's in one centralized location for that company, and you're not searching around saying, here's my touch points, but where are my documents for this company? What have I sent to them? What have they sent to me? You can have everything here in this one site. So next we'll go into human resources. So this is a typical example of what a human resources page will look like. It's similar to the sales one we just went over, but it's a little bit different. So this one they wanted to have, the weather, they wanted to have their HR team, their upcoming events, their documents, all that information pertaining to them. And we do also have, so they also wanted to have alerts and everything here. We do also have an onboarding and offboarding solution built in. Right now we are working on one as well. That is one of the updates that we do have coming up. But this is the one that we currently have. The one we are working on is less SharePoint-like with the look and feel, and it's a little bit easier to navigate. We are creating a full HR management solution and my site, which should be ready in the next month or two, where you can come in and manage employees from hire to expire. So you can take them in, and yes, I did just come up with that. So you can take them through the whole process. You can manage the onboarding, manage their documents, and be able to have a My Site where you can see all of the assets that this person has and all of the documents pertaining to this person. You can have their salary in there. Of course, that's going to be hidden to certain people, but that's coming out soon. But I do want to go over the one that we currently have. So here, this is also another little card view. So here's for each employee, they have their own card. You'll be able to see a basic overview information here, which of course you can change. Then once you come into the information, so you click on onboarding, here you'll be managing all of the different tasks. So for example, this is an onboarding task here, new hire orientation. It was assigned to Adele Vance. It's due on 8/3, and the priority status is high. The task has been completed, and you can see the completion status is 100% since it's already completed. So you can come and create new tasks and assign them to people. That way, whenever you're bringing on new people, you're bringing them in faster so they can create value faster for your company. We do have the same capabilities for offboarding down here with your task management. And then you can also manage specific documents and notes pertaining to that specific employee. That way you have everything here in this centralized location. So typically each department site, what we've seen is each department site. So for example, if you're in human resources, your human resources page will only be accessible to human resources unless you say otherwise. So that way someone in IT can't come in and access human resource documents. You can set it up to where everyone can see everything, but just we found that it's the easiest for most people just to be able to visit their own specific department site. So every department has their own specific capabilities. Sales has a mini CRM, human resources has onboarding and offboarding, IT has ticketing, marketing has a place to manage your digital assets and be able to communicate with the sales team. So I'll show you very briefly the digital asset management solution. Over here on the right, you can actually see they have a different view for their team meetings coming up. That's another capability. So we'll go into design ideas, and here you'll be able to see your digital assets. So as of right now, they are in a view where you can see a tile view, so you can see a little preview. You can have different views, list, compact list, any way you want to have it set up. And you can also click on the document and be able to see the version history as well. That way you know who's worked on what when was the last thing done, and that way everybody's staying on track about what's going on and using the same information. Especially with sales and marketing, you want to make sure everything's consistent because that is a lot of customer facing. So you do want to make sure that that is very consistent and you have the latest version. So that's definitely a capability within here. So each department, like I said, has their own capabilities. There is a site, so the home page and the employee resources page are typically for everyone. So departments will have their own sites where they can store their own department documents and a little bit more sensitive information that other departments don't really need to see unless they are shared with that, unless that document is shared with them. So if you come into the employee resources page, this is typically managed by HR. It's another place to be able to get out information to your employees, holidays, payroll and benefits, time off, any of that information, HR related documents, any of that information there. That way everyone has access to everything that they need to get the job done, and everyone is working together because they're working towards a common goal because it's very well set within your site. So next we'll go into the training or LMS solution. Right now we do have a mini LMS, so it's not fully developed as of now. We are currently in the works with a training solution. After I finish a brief demo, I'll actually go over some of the things that are in the works. That way you guys have an idea of things that are coming soon, but I just wanted to give you an idea that this is one of them. So here on this training page, you can see the different locations, the training types, just a basic training overview. Over here on the right, you can see a points system. So we have developed a points system for you that you guys can use whether you want it or not. But we see that a lot of people and a lot of employees just really don't want to take training. They don't want to come in and read articles, look at videos if there's nothing in it for them. So what we've done is we've created this capability for you to use to where you can incentivize this. So when people come in and take trainings and pass the trainings, they'll receive points, and then you can incentivize them however you want and reward them however you want. So right here, this is a list of trainings. So this is one training here, and if you scroll down, here's another training. As you can see a little bit of an overview here with the start date, start time, end date. So here on this page, you'll see all of the trainings that are assigned to you. Once you come into the training, this is where you'll actually be able to see all of the content. So you'll be able to see all of the videos, all of the documents, all of the website links that you may need to visit, and be able to take quizzes based off of the specific information that you've learned. That way your training manager can come in and generate reports from this information, being able to say who's taking the quizzes, who's interacting in the trainings, and who should be rewarded or acknowledged. So here you can see the basic information that you saw before. As you scroll down, you can see your content. So this content, you can have it automatically scrolling across like it is now, which is what we recommend, or you can have it to where once they complete the training, they can click next and move to the next section. So as you can see, you can embed videos, you can have article links, any of that information there. Once you scroll down, you can have your quick downloads. This is where you'll have documents, photos, any different blogs you need them to read. We can also create a section where you can have links to different sites that they may need to visit. Like say you found an external article you need them to read, or even an internal article on your website. You need to link it here. You can do that as well. So as you scroll down, this is where you'll be able to take your quiz. So I'm just going to click through some basic questions. That way I can get my feedback. Wow, I didn't do that bad. So you'll be able to see which questions you've got right and which ones you've gotten wrong. Immediate feedback for everyone taking the test, and also whenever the test is completed, the training manager will be able to see a little report here where they'll be able to say who took the test, what date they were attended, what scores they got. So look, I logged in as Joe. I got 10 out of 50. That's not good. I failed. And then they can view my results here. So you can see who took the test, how many times they took the test, what their passing score was, and all of that sorts of information to generate your reports. So that's just a basic overview of Doc Enterprise. That is our intranet solution. Everything that we've gone over so far is included in Doc Enterprise, but we do have a few add-on solutions that we have developed that are highly intuitive and help you manage your business processes, which I'll very briefly go through here. If you guys want to go in depth in any of these, or if you guys want to go in depth with the intranet, if you guys want to set up a demo and have questions, we can do that anytime. I'll put up my email address at the end of this, and I'll also put it in the chat, so that way you guys can see all that information there and contact me if you want to go further. So this site here, this is the project management dashboard. We call it our next gen project management solution. So here you can see just a basic overview of all the projects. So you'll be able to see an active project number, your active task, your new task, and a list of your tasks here. And then over here on the right, you'll be able to see all of your notifications, which I'll show you. If someone tags you in something, you'll be notified here, and then we can set it up to where you can get an email notification if you've been tagged in a specific task or a specific project. If you click into the task, it will take you directly to the task, but for time being, I'm just going to go directly to the projects. So this is the project list. This is the project overview. You'll be able to see the name of the project, the due date, priority, risk, all of this information here, the progress, the project manager. If you hover over any of these fields, you'll be able to see what they mean. Or you can go into the edit mode and be able to change these statuses, or you can click there and change them as well. In the edit mode, you'll have a little bit more information you can change based off of that specific project too. All of these fields are searchable. So if you go and filter out by, let's do it by project manager. So we're going to type Ben since he's the first one here. So it'll filter out, automatically populate the data for you for all of the projects that Ben is the project manager of. So you can do that for any of these different columns here. You can also have a view where you can archive your projects once you complete them. So you can have a view to where you can include archive projects or exclude them. And then you can also group your projects, like here sales management is a group. If you scroll down, construction management is a group. And to add another group, you would just click the add group, save it, and it's there. Adding project, I'll show you here in just a second once you go into a project what information you'll be entering there. So once you click on a project, this is where you'll see all of the tasks. This is where the task management is done. So here, this is the task list view. So you'll be able to see the name of the task, who it's assigned to, the priority status, which of course you can change from here, the status of the specific task, start date, end date, all that information there. You can also add fields if there's anything else you need to capture from these tasks. If you scroll over, you'll be able to add that there. So there are different views. You can go the task list. We do have a board view where you can scroll over. It's just a little bit easier to look at the task that you have at hand. There is a calendar view as well, and you can look at this in different views by month, by week, by day. You can even put up an agenda. There's a documents view where you can go in and see all of the documents for that whole project. And then there's also a discussion view where you can tag people and where you can have a little chat going on here about the project. So we'll go into the task details here. So once you click on task details, this is where you can tag people and have them notified. So for example, if I say, Alex, please revise, or whatever you need to say there, you can do that. Hit update, and it'll show up right here. So Alex, this Alex Wilbur, will be notified in his dashboard, and you can set it up to have it by email too, that he needs to come in and revise whatever you say here to revise. There is also a file section. This is based on the specific task. The one I showed previously was for the whole project as a whole. And there's also a history section where you can see the latest updates that are going on within that specific task. I'm not sure why it's not loading. I think the Wi-Fi is being slow this morning, so I do apologize. We do have the ability to generate reports using Power BI. Of course, you do have to have a license for Power BI to do this, but we do have the integration for you to generate the reports from here. So as you can see, I'm not going to go too into it, but they're highly interactive reports. You can search by department, division, location, or any other fields you want to do here. It'll automatically populate the data for you, and it's highly interactive. So as you click around, it'll change the information here for you. So that's a basic overview of the project. Like I said, if you guys want to go full in depth with it, please give me an email or shoot me over an email anytime, which I'll put up here shortly. So this is the contract management solution. This is the contract dashboard. You can see here, you can see all of the contracts that are expiring within 30 days, the total monetary value, and some other basic information about the contracts as a whole, contracts by type, contracts by stage. Once you go into the contract section, this is where you'll see the list of all the contracts. So you'll be able to see contract number, name. If you want to associate a vendor with that contract, you can do it here. And then all of the stages and statuses and monetary values, you can see all that here as well. So if you want to, you can filter by any of these capabilities as well. So if you want to filter by something that is high risk, I'm going to do that, filter, and it'll automatically populate the data for you. And you can reset it and it'll go back to normal. And you can so on and do that for any section. You can also search for contracts that are expiring within a certain number of days. So if you want to have some that are expiring within 30 days or 60 days, wow, none of them are expiring within 0 days. I'm not sure why I typed that. But anyways, it'll automatically populate the data for you. So once you come into the contract, so this is the information I mentioned when you create a contract you'll have to fill out. So you'll come through, you'll see all the information for the contract. If you want to associate any contract with another contract, like a master service agreement, you can do that and just have it here in the drop down where you can just select it and associate it with it. We can also set up workflows for you. This is in the works. This is based on your custom desire and need, to where when a task is completed or when something's completed, they can have someone else notified, however you guys want that set up. Here are the tasks. There are no tasks specifically with this contract, but once you click add a task, you can enter in the details and it'll show up here. There is also a section to have documents pertaining to that contract. There's a section for notes pertaining to that contract. If you had any related contracts, they would show up here. And there's also a section for the history. We do also have a similar solution for vendor management. For the time's sake, I'm not going to go into this today, but if you guys want to explore it, please shoot me over an email. You can also generate reports using Power BI for the contract management solution as well. So it looks like the Insta Expense application is not working, but because I'm not logged into Power Apps, I do apologize. I forgot to log into Power Apps before we joined the call, but we do have an Insta Expense application to where you can go in, submit expenses, view your current expenses, view the status of them, and then the approver can come in and either approve, deny, or request for more information on that specific expense. You can also attach receipts to those as well. If you guys want to explore that, again, contact me anytime and we can set that up. So that's just a basic overview webinar for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to open up the session for question and answer. Real quick, I just do want to go over some of the things that we do have coming up in the works. I mentioned the new training solution, the HR management solution, and my site. We have an extranet solution coming up and the mobile application that are coming up here very soon. So if you guys want to explore any of those, we do have some examples ready. It's not completely developed, but we can go through some of those if you'd like. So I'm going to open this up for question and answer. Thank you guys very much again for joining. My contact information, my email is on the screen here. So you guys please feel free to send me over an email anytime if you have any questions or if you would like to explore any of the things that we went over today further to see how your business can specifically increase their communication, collaboration, and be able to manage their business processes in a more automatic way. Thanks again, guys. Hope you have a great evening.